Hi all and welcome to Learning from Experience channel. In today's topic we are going to cover array in our VBA or Excel macro. So first thing is coming in our mind, what is array and why we required array. Okay, so array is a group of elements which has same data type. So that is a array. And for example, if I have 32 different variables and if I have to specify each and every variable some single name or some integer to that particular, so I have to define that particular at 32 times or more than 30 times. So to overcome of this problem we have combined we have one variable, and in the if we define that variable as an array, so it can store all the 30 elements in one variable only. So we have not to define 30 different variables. So how many type of variable array we have? We have three types mainly in VBA. First a single dimension, and the second one is multi-dimension, or we can say two dimension also, and third one is dynamic. So I have nothing to show or definition kind of thing which I can show. So it's better if we will look into Excel and we can see so what is the array and how it can be defined. So I am switching to my Excel. Okay. So let's open the Visual Basic Editor. I'm opening that one and I'm minimizing so I can view both Excel and my Visual Basic Editor at the same time. So let's start. So how array can be defined? So let's start with the first one dimension array. So how that can be done? So I am just writing sub macro 1 and this is my finger. So how that can be defined? So there are two different way. First thing we have to declare. So instead of dim, we can use the public and static also. So for this session, we will use like the regular expression of variable. So dim student name, and I'm just writing 3 air as string. So when I am declaring this one, this is my single array. Okay. So before proceeding to next, what is single dimension? So single dimension, if I'll click on this one and this is the entire row, so if I'll highlight this one, so this is my single row. Okay, so this is my single dimension array, or I can say this is my single dimension array where I am just taking either one row or one column. Okay, what is multi-dimension? Where I am using multiple row or multiple column. That is my multi-dimension array. So if I am writing here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. Okay, so this is my single dimension array. So how the array starts? So array start with the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the first element of my array will be stored as a 0. So for example, if this is the my student roll number, I can say. So my student 0 will have the roll number student when I am writing here. So student 0 will have the value of 1 and so on. If I'll just press it down, so if I'll write 8, so my 0 second student will have the address of 1, third student will have the address of 2. So our array always start from the 0. So if we have anything, so instead of 0 we can start it from 1 also. So in that we have to use option base 1. So what the option base 1 do? Instead of starting from 0, it will be start from 1. So in this case, if I am writing here student name 3, and if I am not mentioning this one, then in 3 student name, my student will be student name 0 will be I can say like A, student 1 will be B, student 2 will be C, student 3 will be D. Okay, let's switch to the new Excel sheet. So I'm just switching on the blank one or this one, test 2. So if I'll come here, okay, so now I'll just write in for loop for I is equal to 1, 2, 4, because I have the 4 elements, and I'll put it next. I'm just using the for loop here. In my next session we will discuss about the construct and the looping. So in next section we will learn about for loop also. So for time being I'm just trying to explain what is array and how it will be stored in my memory location. Okay, so let's go about this one. So I just want to give cells we have learned, and row index I'll give the I because it will be start from this one, and column index 1. So in because it's a one dimension array, so I can give this one, and dot value is equal to student or student name. Okay, if I'll give here I, okay, so I have given this one 0. Okay, if I'll run this one, so on my first it will be B, so I'll just I minus 1, so it will give me the entire row. So I'll just click on this macro and it will give me the result A B C D. So entire thing has been comes out here. Okay, instead of we have declared only 3 here, but we are storing 4. So the address of array will start from 0. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. But if we would like to start from 1, we have to use the option base 1. So if I am using this one, so this address doesn't exist now. So if I'll try to run this macro, it will give me the error. So if I'll run this one, so it will give me a subscript out of range, because we told macro to start from 1 and not from 0. So if I'll try to give it here 0, so if it will give me the error, so I'll start from 1. So let's see what the result it will give. So first I'll clear this one, and now I'll run this program. Another thing, Now we have started from 1 and till 3 it will be only 3 element. So we need we will have, if for example if I'll take it 4, so let's try what the result it will give. It will give me the same error because we have only 3 element now, we don't have 4 element. So now in the for loop also it will give the 3. So let's run this program and it will give me, okay, it has given me the error. Oh yes, because we don't have the 0, so I'll just make the comment on this one and then try to run. So now I'll run and this will give me the result. So BCD is my result, comes from my array. So option based one is used when we have to start our array from 1 instead of 0 location. Okay, this is the single dimension array. So there are two ways to declare one array. Either we can do this one, or if we don't want to use the option base one, so we can say 1 2 3. So now also it will take from 1, it will not take from 0. If I'll try to run this one, it will give me the another error subscript. So it has been start from 1 only now, it has not been started from 0. So this is the another method, and this is the best method I can say, because I am using this one only. So I'll just comment this one and I'll run this method. So it has given me the result BCD. Okay, this is about the single dimension array. Let's learn about multi. Here we have used only single dimension. So instead of this, if I'll use 3.2. So what's it tell about? This tells me these three are the row and these two are the column for me. Okay, I can give 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 2. Okay, there is a space between this one. So 1 to 2. This is my one dimension and this is my second dimension, I can say. So it's like become the two dimension. Or if I just want to make it three dimension also, then I can say 1 2 3. So this become my first dimension, this is my second dimension, this is my third dimension, and so on we can do. So I'm just using two dimension or multi dimension also we can say. Okay, whenever we are deciding, we are saying it's a multi dimension, then we have to give the same dimension name also. Like now, for example, here we will say 1 comma 1 will be name of student, for example Rajesh, and 1 comma 2 will be surname. So I'll just give Kundra. Okay, the student 2 dot 1 will Kapil, and I'll just make the copy of this one. 2 comma 2 will become my Dev. So we have here, I'll just copy and paste it here. So it will be my third row, and I can say Virat, and the surname will be Kohli. Okay, so now what I'll do, because I have given the multi-dimension, so I'll use the second for loop also. So first for loop is the for my first dimension, and second for loop is will be j is equal to 1 2 2, and then it will be become next. Okay, so cell I comma j dot value will be my I comma j. Okay, because I have declared the two dimension arrow, then I have to give the two dimension for that particular value also. So I have done this thing, so now I'll just test it here, what the value it will give. So if I'll go step by step, I'll press the function F8. So on this has been captured in my array. So first thing it will go here, the second thing it will go and it will write the name, second it will write the surname, then it will go to the next one, it will give the Kapil, then Dev, and then Virat and Kohli, and then it's end. So it has been given me the result. So this is the value, this is the two dimension. We can give the uh, uh, third one also if we require. Okay, so these the first one is like only the single, either it's in a row or it's a column, or this is the multi-dimension where we can use the multiple row, multiple columns in Excel file. So this is all about multi-dimension array. So next is dynamic array. So what is the dynamic array? In dynamic array, we don't give any dimension. Dimension we don't give. So for example, if I'll take it this one and make the comment, okay, and I'll write here. So I'll just write dim student and as string. Okay, so this I have given, I have not given any dimension here. So when I am going to use, so I'll use the redeem word. So while I am doing the redeem, and I can write here 4 comma 6 or something. Okay, so it has been redeemed. So this array we use when we are not sure how much data we are going to store. For example, if I have the column here and a column, I don't know how many items we have in column. So I just calculate through the my column function, and I'll count the column element in column, and I put it the same thing here. So whether it's a 3 today or now, after some time it's if I required for 4, then automatically it will be changed. So we use this one redeem function for dynamic array. So functionality is the same, but we don't give the dimension at the initial stage. Whenever we required, we give the dimension and we use the same thing. While redeeming, we have one word. So when we use the array, so we can clear that one. But if we want the data, so we have the preserve word. So this word will store the data in memory and I can use that one. So that is the purpose of preserve word. Okay, so we can use the array as there are two more things. One is the upper limit and second one is the lower limit. So if we would like to find out the what is the upper bound and lower bound of array, so we can find out. So let's see how to find out that upper limit and lower limit. I'll just make it accessible or readable through VBA procedure. So I'll just comment it out once again. Okay, I'm just so this is the redynamic, and we will do lot of programming. So we will discuss about the problems what we are facing in Excel. So in that, if we are going to use these kind of array elements, then we will explain in better way. So for now I'm just using this one. So how to use upper limit and lower limit? So if I have given the example only with the 6 element in my array. Okay, if instead of that I am taking the data of Excel file which consists more than 100 or 100 row, so how I'll decide? So I'll just find out the upper limit and lower limit of the particular data sets. So how I can find out? So I'll just give you the example, like I'll just place A is equal to lower bound of student. I'm not placing any dimension here, so that is not required, comma, in student which dimension I want to take for lower bound, whether I want to take this one first dimension or this one is the second dimension. So for example, I just want to take it for first dimension, so it will give me the limit of lower limit of student for the first dimension, and I am using b is equal to bound student. Actually it will become as a student name instead of student. I have just written, excuse me for that, so I'll just write here and comma 1. So it will give me the a will give me the limit, lower limit of first dimension, b will give me the second dimension, and same thing I'll use for j I have used. So I used k is equal to bound of student name, comma, second dimension, and is equal to bound of student name, comma, second dimension. So it will give me the first dimension. Now instead of 1 and 3 where I have hard coded 1, it will be start from 1 or 3, I'll just can give you the, because this is my A and this is my B, and for the second dimension what I'll give, this is my K and this is my L. Okay, now if I'll run this one, so it will give me the same result, but my limitation where I have given the hard coded like 1 2 3, that has been removed. So now it's become the, like a variable kind of thing, so it will be vary. So if I'll run this program, it will give me the same result, but from where the a is coming and where b is coming, a is the lower bound of first dimension in student name and b is the upper bound or upper limit in student name. Okay, and the same thing happened with the for second dimension also. So this is how we can use the lower bound and upper bound in array. Okay, so next thing, this can be, array can be used as in a function also. We have used the sub procedure here. We can use the array as in a function. For example, I'm just writing here, I'm writing weekdays. So instead of sub procedure sub, I'm using function and writing weekdays. No, actually weekday. I'll just write a weekday, and for weekday is equal to a array. and I can give anything like weekday will be Sunday and Monday, so it will come in inverted comma Monday, then it will come Tuesday, then it will come Wednesday, then it will come Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So I have written here, so I just check whether I have missed my inverted comma because that is a compulsory, and I have used everything here. Okay, so this as I have declared as in a function. So one thing is coming in our mind, we will discuss this is later also. What is difference between sub-procedure and functions? So main difference between the sub-procedure and function return value. Sub-procedure doesn't. So that is the main function, and when we are going to cover this one, uh, sub-procedure and function, we will discuss in details. So for example, I have created one function weekdays which will return all these things. So how I am going to use? So I'll just select the 4 or 5 or whatever I have used, like 7 element or 10 element. So I'll just write is equal to week. That function has been come in my Excel. So I'll just use this one because I have not given any parameters. So I'll press, when after writing this one, I'll press Control Shift Enter. So when I am giving the Control Shift Enter, it will give me the value. Is NA coming because I have not given this value and that is not coming. Okay, we are not able to change because we have to done. So I'll just press, I'll make sure that I'll select only 7 cell here. So I'll just write 1 again and I'll press Control Shift Enter and it will come. Okay, so at the one instant, if you see at the function, it will show you the same thing, but in every cell it's giving different result. So this is all about the how we can declare that. So this is the small example I have given, and this is all about today's lesson. So we have discussed what is array. Array is nothing but it's a collection of element of the same data type. And what is the single dimension array? Either it's in a one particular column, or the data in a particular column or particular row, or in one row is a single dimension. What is the multi-dimension or 2D dimension? What we say, it's in a, it's consist multiple row and multiple columns. And we have seen the dynamic also, where we can do the redeem. So we don't give the specific dimension while declaring at the first time, but whenever we required in our program we redeem that one. And what is the preserve word? It's store, or when we predeem our array, so it will restore my previous data set. So if we are not going to use, then it will be deleted. So this has been done for today. So if I am moving to my presentation, so we have discussed thing, and in next we have seen in today's session for loop. So there are for each loop, for each construct, and do while loop, if construct. We will see in my next video. Thanks for watching and keep learning. And if you have any comment how I can improve my video, please let me know so I'll discuss the same. And if you like, please share and subscribe. Thank you.